Welcome to stage 4 of Tour de Bloom. We are on board with Tofik from Kelly Benefits, and you can see his teammates right there on the right. They're wearing green. We have a 73.3 mile road race. It's got 34, just over 3,400 feet of climbing, and it does 3 laps of this little course. You can see there's that turnaround out in the lake side, so it goes down across the lake. Turn around, that's kind of the most consequential turn. It is kind of rolly throughout, so some features and lots of twists and turns to keep any potential breakaways out of sight, and that is actually what we have here. We're starting with just an hour to go in the race. It was roughly a 3-hour race, maybe a little less, but here we have plenty of teams. The GC coming into the stage was pretty tight. We had Cameron Hampton and Ben Stokes, both of Kelly Benefits, leading. Cameron had an 8-second gap over Nathan Martin of Speedblock Tayroon Elite. And then it was Kent Ross from Cascadia, 19 seconds back in 4th there. And a breakaway did end up rolling. It was a medium-sized breakaway from all accounts, and Kelly Benefits took to controlling the front with all 7 or 8 of their guys, so that is what they did for majority of this race. Here you can see them on the front with their guys. Tofik is rolling a little farther back. Both Tofik and Xander, who we were on board with during the crit, are going to be their sprinters. Xander you'll see at the end when they start to sprint, but you can see Ben and Cameron in the pink and the polka dot jerseys right here, and then Luke Elphingston is in the points jersey that I believe he won on the Waterville stage, which sadly I did not get a video of. I did have a camera on Tofik, but I did not mount it correctly, so it popped right off. But somewhat boring of a stage. Came down to a sprint, but Luke Elphingston did win, so that's how he got the green jersey overall. So you'll see him on the Project Echelon squad in that later. Here we come to the last U-turn. You can see they're going to get onto that road on the left. Tofik is on the inside, and that is going to be the place to be. It was unclear to me whether or not there was a yellow line rule in this race, but I think there was a rolling enclosure, so it was okay for them to be across the yellow line. And this is the same corner, but a little farther back here with Johnny from Cascadia. You can see the Cascadia guys are riding together pretty well. It's Kaylor Marshall on the right, but being on the outside of this corner was pretty detrimental just due. But they would continue on, getting close to the end here. Remember, there's that turnaround, and then they kind of roll back into town. It's a little windy and a downhill, very quick finish, but first they have to reel the brake back in because the brake was still off the road. But first, I'm going to let Tofik tell you how his last 10K went.
Around 10K, I slowly moved up, and then people became really aggressive. And
You get the Lidl sandals, the Lidl slippers are the actual.
I think 6K to go, we caught the breakaway. It was like 3 dudes, and then everyone just went crazy. And 1K to go, it got stormed a little bit because it was like a downhill to the finish. I was yelling at Xander, but apparently he didn't hear me. He didn't think I was behind him, and Luke got in front of Xander, and then Xander was in 2nd place, and I was in 3rd, which was like great positioning.
So there you have it. We have 8 minutes to go in this race. We're not far from the finish now, and it is where people are going to start getting a little crazy. You can see some guys kind of fighting for position here. Tofik's like diving through corners, trying to keep up with his guys up in that Kelly train. They still have plenty of dudes left. They pulled back that breakaway of 3, in fact, that you heard, and you can see Tayroon, Speedblock on the right there in the pink, Tag in the green on the right, and then also in the darker green we have Cascadia. And back here we are in Johnny's Cascadia train, and he was pretty close behind Tofik for a while. So we have a left turn. There were a few turns at the end here, but not a ton that were terribly consequential. Here we are behind Tofik, and you can see him just bumping around guys to the left and right. Really trying to fight for his teammate's wheel there. He is on Xander's wheel, also a good sprinter. It's in great position, and Johnny's going to move up on the right, try and help out. I think Kaler up here with the lead out. I think they were trying to keep Kent in a good position so he could defend. Maybe his GC. Kent's also a pretty good sprinter himself. And on the front here, we have Cameron, who is leading GC, trying to keep things lined up for his Kelly guys. And then on the left over there, I believe Kaler is starting to wind it up. And you have Project Echelon over there on the left also. A few of their guys. You have Bassett over there. And in the green on the left was Luke Elphingston. And you'll see Johnny's going to get a little swarmed here. Guys getting kind of argy-bargy in the last little bit of this race. 3 minutes to go, and Tofik is in a pretty good position on the left here. There wasn't terrible wind for the whole race. You can see Kent Ross, who's in 4th overall, over on the right there, also in pretty good position for the sprint. I'm not sure if that's to go for the sprint or if he was looking to just stay a little safer. Either way, mission accomplished. Tofik is on Xander to the left. His wheel. We've got another teammate on the front there, and they are fighting pretty good to keep up in the front. Only a few minutes left in this race, and Xander is really trying to keep close here. Still have Cameron on the right there in great position. A lot of Kelly guys left. Tofik getting a little close with this red team, trying to stay in a little more clear, open path. Guys are just kind of all over the road here. A lot of the Kelly guys now dropping back. Their job done for the day. Not a lot of time left, just maybe a kilometer left in this race. 1 minute and 50 seconds. This is where it starts to get really important to keep good position and not to spend energy. And Tofik's doing a great job of that, keeping that left side open so that if he needs to open up a sprint, so if the swarm comes around him, he can watch for that. This is a super fast finish sprint, so they've got to watch out for a swarm coming over the top. And Tofik's just going to get a little bit boxed in by Cascadia on the left there. He got plenty of time for it to open up. A lot of guys here who probably haven't done a ton for the whole race, just due to the fact that Kelly let the brake go and then pulled it back, so a lot of guys would be sitting in the wheels for that. Tofik's staying in good position on the left here, sweeping for Cameron. A little more energy to sweep back here. You can tell he's going to be eating a little more wind. And he's going to have those guys on the left try and take his position. Luke Elphingston on the right in the points leader's jersey. He's going to have to fight this YBA guy on the left for Xander's wheel. Good job just like weaving through here, trying to stay in good position. 40 seconds left to go, and Stephen Bassett there looks back, make sure he's got Luke. Luke's going to follow him up and through. Still a lot of racing to go. He left 30 seconds. Sprint starting to open up at the front there. I think Bassett is starting to wind up pretty good. Very fast downhill there. And Jonah from the crit is on the right. Xander jumping onto Luke's wheel. Luke is hitting the wind at this point here with almost 200 meters to go into this fast sprint. Yeah, there's a sign there. Long time to be sprinting. Xander opens on the right. Tofik opening on the left. And there on the right is Jonah in the aero sprint position. Tofik ended up pulling out a 3rd place with Jonah from the sprint. Really cool. Taking another win. Pretty good sprinter there. And the GC remained the same going into the 5th day with a time trial. I've actually got some drone shots and the results of the time trial. I'll put a link in the description so you can see how that went going into the last day where we'll have a more full recap. Thanks for watching. See ya.